The fact that Ruben Amorim stood on business and told the higher management to go and get fucked is proof that he was the man for the job all along. If anyone has followed this channel or watched any of my videos, you'll probably know I am a supporter of Ruben Amorim. I wanted him to stay and I think he was the right man for the job. So obviously, the news that he's been fired is really gutting for me. I'm gutted because Manchester United finally had a manager with a clear direction. I'm gutted because he was a young manager with a lot of potential. I'm gutted because he was a manager who had the team on the right track for the first time in years. It looked like the whole team, the whole backroom staff, the upper management were all finally pulling in the same direction. Because let's not forget, Amorim came in after the whole squad had down tools with Ten Hag. The players were still on Amorim's side. They still believed in his vision and they all clearly liked him as a manager. You just need to look at the social media posts, their reactions, they're all sad, they're all still supporting him. Of course, there were some falling out with players along the way, but that will happen if a manager has clear expectation and certain levels of discipline, and players fail to meet those standards. The much talked about system was working. Manchester United are currently 6th place and challenging for a Champions League spot. If you asked any Manchester United fan at the beginning of the season, would they be happy with finishing 4th place or challenging for a Champions League spot, every single fan would have said yes. The next goal, beyond a 4th place finish, would be a title challenge. If any of you believe that Manchester United are in a position to challenge for the title, you are deluded. So Amorim was literally performing as well as anyone would have wanted. And yeah, people have been complaining about the results. I've been frustrated with the results. But it's not because the results themselves weren't good enough. It's just because the results didn't reflect how good the performances were. But the results were literally good enough. The team is currently in 6th place, where most people wanted them to be, challenging for the top 4. So United had a manager with a clear vision which was slowly becoming a reality. I say it again, it's literally what the management and what the fans wanted. But yet here we are, Amorim has been sacked. And why? Because from what I can tell, it's a disagreement with the board or the higher management. And it's what an absolute bullshit decision. A completely egotistical decision from people that wouldn't even be able to coach a beginner level under 12 team, let alone one of the biggest teams in the world. A decision made because Amorim refused to be a yes man and stayed true to himself under immense pressure. He refused to crack, he refused to let himself be bullied. He stood up for himself in a way that many men wouldn't be capable of. The fact that this young manager had the biggest profile, the highest profile job you could possibly get as a manager, something that he had probably dreamed of his whole life and been planning and setting up for the past few years. The fact that he had all of this and yet still told the higher management to go and get fucked when they asked him to change is just testament to the man that Ruben Amorim is. The fact that Ruben Amorim stood on business and told the higher management to go and get fucked is proof that he was the man for the job all along. Just the right man for the wrong people. He is exactly the type of person, exactly the type of manager that Manchester United needed, and they've thrown it away. And let me tell you, anyone supporting this decision has no leg to stand on. What you're doing is supporting a bunch of fat cats who are abusing their power because their egos got hurt because Amorim wouldn't bend over backwards for them. You're supporting the very thing that this club hates. The management of this football club have been poisoned ever since the Glazers took over, and INEOS are just showing that they're no better. INEOS have a long history of making bullshit decisions and making no improvements to football clubs. Ratcliffe is a billionaire and by default then can't be trusted in a way. Anyone with that kind of wealth has backstabbed and fucked people over left, right and centre along the way to gain that wealth. There's no two ways about it. But honestly, good for you if you support this. You finally don't have to see 3-4-3 anymore. But you do get to witness the continuation of your football club run by horrible businessmen, and you can continue to watch the club rot. United will just get a new manager and the same fucking cycle will begin. The best thing that would happen for these fans that support this actually, because if you look at the odds, Glasner I think is the second favourite. He also plays 3-4-3. That would be the best fuck you ever. What an absolute shit show. And I tell you what, I'm almost bitter enough to hope that the next manager completely fucking fails, because I'm telling you, the management and the fans who blindly support this deserve it. What else can I say? He's obviously not going to watch this video, but thank you to Ruben Amorim for at least trying. Thank you for trying your best. Thank you for having the bollocks to try take on this challenge, this absolute joke of a club. And honestly, well done for standing up for yourself and not allowing yourself to get bullied. To have that level of confidence and self-belief is admirable, and I'm sure Amorim will have success elsewhere. But let's see what happens now. I obviously still want the club to do do well, and I watched Darren Fletcher come through the ranks at Man United, so I hope he does well as well. I just can't help but feel extremely bitter about the whole situation. The best outcome for me would be that Amorim finds his way to another higher profile job and absolutely bosses it, and the next Manchester United manager does very well as well. But fuck INEOS and fuck the club management in a way, for fuck's sake.